Hey, what's up, Gamer Skill Mystic? Ordinarily, I make a fun and entertaining and informative video, but today is going to have to be just a little bit different. It's going to be informative, don't get me wrong, definitely informative, but I don't know how much exactly fun it's going to be. This is going to be a little bit more serious. Today's video is going to have to do with KingsIsle and lawsuits and racial slurs and, well, really all in one package. Just how people are acting these days in gaming. Alright, now that we've got the intro out of the way, let's get down to the meat of the thing here. What brought this video on was this morning I checked my Twitter feed, and it is just blowing up with a couple of people with the usual statements. Hey, I didn't do anything wrong. I got banned for no reason. I think I'm going to have to sue KingsIsle because they banned me, and I don't think it's fair, and etc., etc., etc. Now, I know, guys, I know, right about now, some of you are saying, Skell's turned into a company, man. He's just a tool of KingsIsle. Oh, my God, and all this. You know what, guys? That ain't right. Okay, that's not so. I am most definitely a believer of the individual and in the individual freedoms. Okay, most definitely. But what I do believe in is what's right and what's wrong. Guys, wow. All the whole I'm going to sue KingsIsle things. Really? Okay. First of all, I got banned for no reason. Do you know how unlikely that really is? Okay, I understand that you might not know the reason that you got banned, because the behavior that you're doing, you don't see anything wrong with it. You feel like you should be able to say what you want to say and do what you want to do. And for the most part, that's true. Another thing that got me started on, this is almost a rant video, that got me started on this video today was right when all this stuff was going on my Twitter feed about people complaining about they did nothing wrong and KingsIsle is just banning them just out of hand and they're going to have to sue and all this, I was also reading another article by another person that was in general about MMOs and how PewDiePie recently committed another racial slur, and he didn't think about it at all. But somebody saw it, and boy, everybody jumped on the bandwagon hating and all this whatnot. You know, I don't know exactly what his situation was, what he did, so I can't say there who's right and who's wrong, simply because I didn't see it for myself, and I'm not really willing to take somebody else's word for it, because as we all know, the story of the day can very much be colored by a person's individual opinion. This is really tough for me to articulate, because I think, well, honestly, I think it's a bunch of foolishness. Okay, let's cover the points one by one. Guys, you're not going to sue KingsIsle. Maybe you think you are. Maybe you're making a bunch of words and blowing hard about you're going to sue KingsIsle, but you're not. Let's face it. Even if you get a lawyer, that's great. Even if you actually do file a lawsuit, KingsIsle is not about losing money. I promise you. They have had lawyers go over their terms of service with a fine-tooth comb. I also promise you that while I'll be the first to agree, there have been some bannings through misunderstanding. There have been. I will also guarantee you 100% that they don't just go through their subscriber pool once every month and say, okay, well, let's ban this person and let's ban that person and let's ban him and her and them, just at random. They don't do that, okay? They don't just like randomly ban people. If you got banned, you did something, more than likely. I'm not saying 100%, but I'm saying in the high 90s, you did something that violated the terms of service. Okay? One of those things is more than likely, because I see this all the time, sitting here in the comments talking about hex this and dex that and noobs and just any old kind of rude crap that you can say just because you think you should be allowed to say it. King's Isle bans people for that where other games don't, because they are more conscious of their young player base. They are more conscious of what you're supposed to be doing conduct-wise and what you're not supposed to be doing conduct-wise in a game. And they're not putting up with it. If you call someone a beep, 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 and you know you can't use the word, so you try to get around the chat filter to call them something else that means the same thing, they'll ban you. Okay? If you call someone a beep, 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 after a PvP match because you lost, they'll ban you. If you threaten to kill somebody, they'll ban you. Even if you think you're joking, even if you feel like you're joking, or even if you feel like you should be allowed to say that. In the world, there is freedom of speech, yes. But they tell you ahead of time when you come into this game through the terms of service what you can do and what you can't do. They tell you you can't call people beep, 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 beep based on race, religion, sex, anything. They tell you you can't do that. Don't think that you can go and do that and not have a consequence. Guess what, folks? Some of you are young, some of you are older, but you're about to come into the world where there's some flat consequences. Now, King's Isle can't punch you in the teeth for running your mouth. But you're going to get to be a little bit older and get out in the world, and you're going to do that, and somebody's going to punch you in your mouth. And that's a consequence. I'll tell you what, if somebody don't like what you say, they're going to punch you in your mouth. They're not going to ban you. They're not going to take away your gameplay. They're not going to take away your birthday or any of that crap. They're going to do some physical hurt. And right now, in the game, this is a good way to start learning about that good old bad boy called consequence. If you do something, let's put it this way. If you have to use alternative characters in a word to get around the chat filter, well, then you know you're doing something wrong because, well, they don't allow that chat. Stop! If you stop doing it, you'll stop getting banned. Okay? If you stop being toxic in a game, you won't have any problems. I'm not telling you how to speak. Believe me, I am all about the freedom of speech. But I'm also about, if you do it, face the consequences. Because there will be some. Okay? Really. Feel lucky that what King's Isle does is just ban you. Again, when you get out there in the world, let me tell you, them consequences will get mighty painful. Figure it out. Okay? By all means, if you think you can sue King's Isle and win after you've already agreed to terms of service and list of rules that they have told you ahead of time that you can do or can't do, give that a go. If you want to spend mom's money and dad's money, or if mom and dad are dumb enough to let you spend the money to do that, because believe me, mom and dad, they've been out there in that old world, know about the consequences. They're likely to tell you you're full of crap. I understand, again, one more time, that some people get banned through some kind of a misunderstanding or whatever else. But if you're calling people bad names, if you're calling people racial slurs, if you are sharing your account with someone for whatever reason, guys, those things are in the terms of service. You're supposed to know about them ahead of time, and you know not to do them. If you do them anyway, bam, you're banned. You got a deal. Like I said, this subject has really got me heated up. I just checked my Twitter after reading an article on how toxic MMOs have gotten with people running their mouths because of the anonymity of the computer. Everybody thinks they can get away with murder. And you can't. You can't. Other games, oh, let's see. Let's pick a great one. Overwatch is a good example. People will cuss you, call you names, and treat you like a piece of crap. Sometimes when you win, sometimes when you lose, but they'll run that mouth. Why do they do that? because they feel that they're on a computer somewhere in mom's basement or in an internet cafe or somewhere else, and they feel there's never going to be any consequences for it. King's Isle doesn't feel that way about this game. They feel there's damn well going to be consequences about it. You guys got to figure it out. Really, it's not going to do you any good to hate. It's not going to do you any good to call names. It's not going to do you any good to share accounts. If you do, you're going to get banned. Deal with it. Those of the rest of you who are my friends and fans and pretty much try to act like you have some sense, sorry about this vid, but I had to make it because that's all I read anymore is about people complaining about having to face the consequences after they do something on one of these games. A lot of people who are doing this kind of stuff are lucky that more game developers don't take the same responsibility that King's Isle does about protecting their customers and ban people. Because I'll tell you right now, any of you who have played any other MMO, Overwatch, like I said, is a good example, but Dead by Daylight is another one. I mean, anything, really, any MMO. There's a bunch of kids on there and a bunch of people who have the chronological age but still act like kids that want to run their mouth. And it makes it so a lot of people don't want to play. King's Isle doesn't want that. And they see to it that it's not going to be that way. Sure, they're getting hate from the other side, but I'll tell you what, whatever else it is, this is one of the most monitored, maintained games I have seen for toxicity. Even though it goes on, a lot more people here face consequences than in any other MMO that I'm aware of. So guys, if you want to play Wizard101, play it. But act like you got some damn sense. It's as simple as that, really. If you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm sure some of you did not, please hit that like button, a good hard smash. If you didn't like it, don't hit the dislike button because it's okay. I'll make another one tomorrow, and everybody will be happy again. Until next time, this is Skeleton Mystic reminding you that whatever else you do, always love the game. Peace.